It's freaking happening, troops. If you're new around here, I'm Herb Gaming, and some of you may know me as Mr. Pac-Man, but more about that another time. So today, we're talking about how I got discharged from a medical cannabis clinic in Integral. This is very much a fuck around and find out piece, but does have some lessons in it if you ever find yourself in a similar position. Right, without further ado, let's crack straight into it. So yeah, I got kicked out of the medical cannabis club. Now before you jump mate, I know, we're patient, it's not actually a club, but when I was writing this all down, I was really mad, and well, it's kinda my own fault. So let's rewind to when I first signed up to Integral. So like many other people, I seen the green haired dude's videos on YouTube, and he was pointing to MedBud for a good source of information to finding out about medical cannabis. So after an unhealthy amount of research, I settled with Integral. And when I first applied, I had two qualifying conditions. I have malaria parasitica, I butchered that, can never say it, and it's nerve pain, so it constantly feels like my legs have got boiling water getting poured down them. It's not nice, it's not great. And I also have EUPD, it's unstable emotional personality disorder. And then I was asked by the clinic what do I want to choose to be under, pain management or psychiatry. So I decided, well, the pain is really what I'm going, it's putting me through the mill at the moment. So, and then the head side of things just gets treated as a byproduct, so win-win. I genuinely thought I picked the best clinic for over a year, absolutely zero issues. The portal just kept getting better and better, prescriptions always on time, and the staff were just lovely. Really great clinic to deal with. So you're probably wondering, why has it all gone wrong? For the fuck around and find out part of the story. So in my infinite wisdom, I decided I wasn't going to book a review. I thought I'd test the system, find out what happens, and then report back to you guys so everybody knows what would happen. See if you ran out of money, couldn't quite afford a review, you know, are you given some grace time? Just simple stuff, nothing too crazy. Well, I actually made it 1 full year without reviews. And here's the weird part. During sort of 6 months until no reviews, I actually got an email from the office saying, thank you very much for your review and continuing to be prescribed medical cannabis. But, yeah, I never went for one, so I don't know what the fuck they're on about. And then literally a day after that I mentioned about my whole review situation publicly, I get hit with my patient portal stops working. I could view everything, everything's normal, but I just couldn't check out any medications. So I contacted the clinic to see what was up, and they told me exactly, I've not had a review in 6 months, so I need to get another review. Fair, no problems. And then to be fair to them, they did issue me one final prescription through the office to sort of tide me over. But the only thing is, they never told me it was the final prescription. So I booked the earliest review I could, which was probably about a month away from that time. And yeah, I didn't order enough to keep me going until then. If I had known that this would be my last script until then I probably would have fulfilled the full script and not just tried to order like 2 things. So it was about 2 weeks before the appointment, and I asked them, any chance could I get, you know, a couple of things sent over just to tide me until all this review situation was sorted out, and I was told no. And I was like, oh, okay. Was I annoyed? Yes. Did I understand? Yes. But at the end of the day, the situation was mostly my own fault. That's fair. Then came the next headache. They wanted an up-to-date summary of care from my GP, and let me remind you, this was requested 2 days before I had my appointment. And the last time to try and get my summary of care, it took me about 6 weeks. And this time, I still don't have it, and this was months ago, so yeah. Yeah, the stress of having to try and get my summary of care left me with 1 or 2 extra grey hairs, and I feel very sorry for the poor lad in the reception and the doctors. He's probably got 1 or 2 as well. And, well, eventually I thought, screw it, we'll just have to go with it. Nothing's changed with me medically anyway. I haven't been to the doctors. Probably last time I was at the doctors was to get my last medical care, a summary of care record. So the doctor started off the review. So I have your summary of care here. Instantly that got me a little ticked off. It's sort of stress I put myself through to try and get that, and they were happy with the old one anyway. Never mind, I digress. The review itself, well, actually went pretty well. Unfortunately, due to being diagnosed with EUPD, he recommended that I went for a psychiatric review as well. You know, in the early days, they prescribed medical cannabis willy-nilly, and I mean, like, my appointment wasn't much more than 5 minutes the first time round. But a lot of clinics have found themselves reeling that back because increased scrutiny around prescribing medical cannabis for mental health issues, and the clinics have become a lot more cautious. I completely understand. They're trying to protect patients, they're trying to protect themselves. I get it. But where did that leave me? Another month waiting for another appointment. Meanwhile, my medication was out, my mental health was getting worse. Ironically, they were causing the situation that they were so desperately trying to avoid. I won't lie, I was starting to get myself into a bit of a mess. Quit my job like 4 or 5 times. Luckily, I've got a very understanding boss and he knew I was just off my nut. But eventually, the day of the psychiatric review arrived. I wasn't even nervous, I was on point. I just thought it was a formality to get things sorted and get back to being a mellow fellow. The look at my face when the doctor said, "Discharged."